Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about a paranormal experience at a sanctuary I interned at last summer. Uh, so this is my first paranormal story time story on my channel. This isn't really a too extreme paranormal story, but there definitely was some weird stuff happening. So last summer, I interned at a sanctuary in California, and at the sanctuary, interns got their own house that they got to stay in um, for the time that you were there. And it was a shared house with other people. Typically, in the animal rights field, there are a lot of women. So actually, there were a lot of women at this house. There's about, I would say, three other people, and then including myself, so there's four. And that becomes important later on in the story. So I slept upstairs. So I was one of the new interns that came in, so I got kind of the worst bed, which happens to be upstairs. And so the layout of the house was like you walk into the door, and then there's kind of like a loop around. So you go straight, and the bathroom's there on your left, and then there's the kitchen. Or you could go right and into the kind of family room where all the other bedrooms are, and you could loop back into the kitchen. However, when you loop around into the living room, there's a bunch of stairs that go up to like more bedrooms. It was kind of like a loft like area. And so I was upstairs. So go upstairs, and then right when you hit there was a bedroom, and then there was kind of an archway on the right, where there should be a door, but I don't know. Maybe they had it taken out. Maybe there wasn't a door. I don't know. You go in there, and then there's a big like loft area, and I was at the very far back of it. So I'm up the highest, very far back you can go, the longest way to kind of get out of the house. Now, so when I moved in there for the couple months I was there for my internship, I didn't really sense anything or feel anything. But after maybe like a week or so of being there, I realized, okay, I'm starting to have some weird feelings at night. So every single time that I would go to the washroom at night, I felt like there were eyes on me. So literally I would go down the stairs, and like in the middle of the night, and it's very creaky stairs, and in the family room there was a bunch of windows like surrounding the family room, and I would just feel like people, like a lot of people standing like right in front of the windows, looking at me, and it wasn't really a nice feeling. It was really unsettling. It just made me want to kind of like pee faster. so so that was one thing. But there were a couple nights, and one specifically where I went to the washroom. So I went down the stairs, and I felt like all those people, and I'm like, oh my god, okay, here we go again. And like I'm half asleep and stuff. And I like go to the washroom, and I literally feel the same thing. Like someone watching me on the window, but the window now is in the washroom is right in front of the toilet. So if you're a guy and you're peeing standing up, you could see out the window as you're like peeing, if that makes sense. So I felt that, and all these people standing outside the window are actually like on the outside of the house. But I felt the guy like right there, like right outside the window. And I don't usually get scared very easily, and I'm very into like ghost stories and experiencing paranormal stuff. So usually this is fine for me, but this time I literally raced it out of there. I booked it. I just like flushed the toilet, washed my hands, ran up the stairs. I was like, oh my god, like the person was like right there watching me. Very, very unsettling. Yeah. But okay, so the last kind of like paranormal thing about this place was one night because I'm pretty much a night owl, and everyone else goes to bed at like I don't know, 9 or 10 or so. Most of the other people there at the internship had to wake up early to take care of the animals. So I was the one that was going to bed at 11, which was the last person to go to bed. Literally everyone was asleep. There was one person sleeping upstairs with me, and she was asleep, and the other two were asleep as well. And I know this because I went downstairs a couple times to get food and whatnot, and maybe the people downstairs weren't asleep, but I don't think so. I'm pretty sure that they were asleep. And so I went downstairs a couple times, but eventually I settled down, and after getting ready for bed, I was like texting or writing in my journal in my bed. And I'm pretty sure I was texting Clark, my partner, at the time, and I'm just chatting with him, and then all of a sudden I hear this noise, like it sounds like someone's walking up the stairs. But I know for a fact, or at least I think, that everyone was asleep. So I hear this noise, and it sounds like they're walking up the stairs, but it doesn't sound like they're moving anywhere. Like, it doesn't really make any sense, and I know you're probably thinking I'm crazy, but if you can imagine the sound of someone walking up the stairs, but, like, they're not making any progress. Like, it doesn't feel like they're getting closer to you. And keep in mind that I'm at the very back of this, like, loft, and if I wanted to run away, the only way out is down those stairs. So I'm sitting there, like, curled up, like, texting Clark, just like, holy crap, there's something, here. And, like, because it sounded really bizarre. I know someone's, like, walking upstairs. Not only do I hear the sound of the footsteps, but I also hear the creaking of the staircase. It's very creaky old house. But if that doesn't get you enough, then I hear this, like, huge sigh, like a manly sigh, like a sigh. And there's, like, all women in this house. Like, I mean, I guess one of us could have made it, like, but it doesn't make sense. Like, everyone is asleep. It really sounded like a male sighing, not a female, and it was just really scary. And then after that, like, after that big sigh, there was no more footsteps, no more, like, not even, like, going down the stairs or up the stairs, nothing, like, no sound. And after that, I kind of put the covers over me and tried to fall asleep. And then actually, like, a couple days before I moved, I think it was like 2 days before I was leaving my internship, I was on my way to work, because I walk to work every day. And as I'm, like, on the path walking, and I don't know why it took me this long to notice this, but I look up and I actually see, like, a cemetery across the street. Like, I don't know how I didn't notice that, but, like, the whole 2 months that I was interning there, I never noticed that. But to me, that made sense, especially if there were, like, what felt like a lot of people standing outside, like, watching me, like, through the windows. There's a lot of people that are buried across the street. So, that's my story of how creepy that is, and I'm not sure if I would ever want to go sleep back in that house. I know, like, when I felt those feelings, I kind of told myself it's temporary. I wonder if anyone else there at the internship house has experienced anything strange. For I remember telling some of the girls there, and a lot of them got freaked out, but I don't think they themselves have felt anything. But yeah, that's my story. Let me know in the comments below if you want to hear more paranormal stories from me. And be sure to check out my blog at crystalsofcompassion.com. And I will talk to you next time. Bye!